everybody. Cam K here with you. And we're here for ONTrack Weekly. And just going to fix everything up here and get my microphone all plugged in. Hopefully it works for you tonight. We're starting a little bit earlier because we've got, I just want to do a quick intro before we get to our very packed show tonight. We've got mini stock points leader out at Flamborough Speedway, Matt Young, and the leader of the Blue Street Contracting Brigade. Matt Young's going to be on the show at 8:30. Colton Everingham joins us at 8:50. Tegan Ellis from and I will say Colton Everingham going for a championship as well right now. Points leader at Sunset Speedway in the Superstock division, has had a remarkable season in 2025. Pretty good comeback season for him. Tegan Ellis running a full season for Leo LaBarbera in the Pure Stock division at Flamborough Speedway. She'll be around at 9 o'clock. Dawson Jeremy battling for a championship in the Ontario Legend Car Series. He's going to be at 9:10. Andrea Clark coming off of a big bone stock win at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. She's also running for at least the top 5 in points in the Straight Stock Championship at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. Also, we'll talk with her about the big invitational taking place for the Last Dance at Sunset Speedway. And then, surprisingly enough, we're already at the end of the season for Peterborough Speedway. So Ben Hodgson will be along at 9:30 to join us to chat about their championship night, which will take place this Saturday, which will decide all the championships for their divisions and the Gen 3 sports mods as well. Their first season and their new freshened look, new freshened series. So it's going to be a packed show. Lots of interesting guests tonight from across the racing world. I do want to say, obviously, for those that were out at Sauble yesterday, we appreciate the effort. Unfortunately, sometimes there's just not a win. And the weather was just going to be a pain all weekend long for the folks at Sauble. And hopefully this weekend is not going to be a pain. We want to be able to get everybody back out of the racetrack, especially for Peterborough Speedway. They're wrapping up their season. They have it feels almost like it is the shortest season, even though it isn't. But they're going to be wrapping things up in just a little bit. And one of the busier schedules this season is for those that are out at Flamborough Speedway in 2025. Flamborough, of course, runs the most events for their pure stocks and I believe for their mini stocks as well. And our first guest on the show tonight is the points leader in the mini stocks. It might be wrapped up early now because of unfortunate incidents. It looks like that maybe with second in points not being able to make it out. We'll see which iPhone I'm going to join here. We'll see which one Matt's going to join us with. But Matt Young is on the show. It's been a couple of months in the making here, but Matt's coming off of another double victory weekend in not your own car. Matt, how's that feel, buddy? Be out there with Carl Salt's car, and you've had a flawless championship season up until about this last month. What's been going on with the car?
Well, it's we had a pretty good year last year, pretty good year this year, and then we decided to travel during a points battle. We probably shouldn't have, and we met the front stretch wall at Sunset, unfortunately.
Front stretch wall at Sunset's never something that you want to endure. How was the damage to that number 7 car? Is it extensive? Is it done for the year? Are you going to wrap the season up with the 81?
It was extensive. Carl and I rebuilt the whole front clip. Unfortunately, we had some issues. We kept popping axles every time we hit the track. So we're currently here right now at Carl's building new motor mounts, and it looks like we're going to be out this weekend with it.
It's amazing the work that you people put into their race cars, especially after an incident like this. You have had a pretty well dominant year in the mini stock division at Flamborough Speedway. You've had a couple of of really good competitors out there. Tyler Lewis has been up there. I don't know what happened this weekend, but it doesn't look good for him, unfortunately. It looked like something happened that knocked him out of that first feature.
Yeah, he's been battling motor issues all year, and that's it really does suck to see that for him because he's a great guy. So he went through another motor this weekend. Unfortunately, hopefully he'll be back this weekend. We gave him the opportunity to run our pumpkin car. It's not as fast, not as up to speed, but if it's there, it's there to use if he needs it, right? So
that's amazing to hear. A competitor of yours, yet you want to offer up because there's an old adage that we've heard: racers would rather beat each other on the racetrack, not seeing somebody not be able to make it out there. And he's been one of the guys that's been battling with you since the start of the season. It wasn't known. I remember him posting. They weren't even sure if they were going to do the full season, but he's been out there, and he's been giving it his all year long.
Yeah, to be honest, we weren't even going to run a full point season. And then, this guy, whoever he is, he said nobody else in our friend group has done back-to-back points championships. So we said, maybe we'll try and see. And it's been a long year, a long couple of years.
It's one of those things we were talking about just before I brought you on, is that Flamborough, it is the most events by far for the pure stocks and, of course, for the mini stocks. You've been doing a bit of both, actually dabbling. In fact, holding on to the Only Fours belt for a little bit. We've got the $1 million villain, is what Only Fours is saying. The champ getting out there and getting to do a pure stock event. I really wanted to bring you on because you did something that's really difficult to do, and that's win 3 features in one night. First off, are you glad it wasn't 1,000,000 degrees out?
Thankfully, because 9 times out of 10 when I decided to run double duty, whether it be Flamborough or Sunset, it's been like 45 degrees out. And I'm not a small feller, and it's I sweat like a son of a gun now, right? So, fortunately, this weekend it was beautiful, right? So,
yeah, and I mean, the Only Fours mentions that it looked like you had some issues in feature 1, and then you were good to get it fixed up for feature 2. Got yourself in victory lane, not too shabby out there in a probably I think we can still say it's probably the deepest pure stock field in the province, right?
Yeah, I mean there's probably 15 guys or girls that can win every night there, right? So it's not really, it's not you don't have a favorite pick every week, right? So
that's why I love it. And are you a fan of the invert?
I prefer the invert, yeah.
So
to be honest, I'd probably rather do heats in one feature, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So more chance for other people to win, right?
Well, and it's got to be nice for you as well. You've got Blue Streak on a couple of different cars. I want to say you've got at least 8, 9 cars out there.
Yeah, I think at Flamborough alone, we're probably 8 or 9 cars there.
8 or 9 cars, and Haley Hill made it another win for you with the Blue Streak team out there. Courtney Scott's gotten it done. Carl's gotten out there with you. Basically, almost every car has won with a Blue Streak on it this year, right?
Yeah, basically every car that has a Blue Streak sticker has won this year. Yep.
We just need
actually, that. I think all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I did the pumpkin got out there too because you took it to victory lane. So.
Not the pumpkin, no. That motor is real hurt on that, so we got a new motor we're gonna put in the next couple of weeks and see what it does. It's just when we bought it, there was a lot of issues. We had a lot of straightening, a lot of fixing, a lot of port maintenance that was on the way to fix, right? So.
I've got to know how that car looked after Delaware because we were there for the mini stock invitational and Dan took it for a trip into a pole. I've never seen that happen before. So amazing that he was able to steer out of it and not do too much damage. But how was the car after that?
Well, after Delaware, the car was fine. Actually, there was no damage, just
really?
some minor scuffs. But turn 2 at Sunset wasn't so nice to it. He bent that over the opposite way we did, about 6 inches. We were about 12 to 14 inches on my car, right? So he took it back to the farm, straightened it out, got it put back together basically the next day, right? So
that was the Rob Crick over top and then barrel oil, which craziest thing I've ever seen, and I wasn't even there.
No, it was scary, that's for sure.
And you guys were part of like a traveling circus of sorts. You did 3 races in 3 nights. Do you think you would do it again, or was it a little too much?
If I'm points racing, probably not.
Okay.
It looks like next year we're just going to be having fun and chasing the big events like that. So we'll definitely do that again next year. I mean, it was great. We did obviously Delaware Friday, Peterborough Saturday, and then back to Sunset Sunday, right? So I mean, we spent a lot of money in fuel and a couple hotels and a lot of takeout.
Well, I can imagine. I imagine there was probably a lot of that going on, especially because it was late nights. Delaware, I mean, it was questionable how that was going to go, and it looked like a
Yeah.
really, really fun race. I mean, I was there. Me and Ben were in turn one, losing our minds. I thought it was easily the best mini stock race I've ever seen. How was it from the driver's perspective?
Yeah, it's we definitely got a notebook for next time. We were fast. We weren't up to speed like obviously like Carl, Sean, and Doug were, but we were there. It was a great track to run. I mean, I ran Jocasta for their mini stock race, and I love that track, right? So, a little different than Flamborough. Once you figure out the corners, it's okay.
Well,
We'll be
so
back there for sure.
so what is it going to take for Flamborough's mini stocks? Because we know that you've run out there. Mike Thompson runs there. You've got a decent group of guys that run there, but not full time. There's only about, I think, yourself and maybe one other person that runs full.
Yeah, I think we've got myself, Tyler,
Bobby.
Bobby. I think Rory might be registered for points, but I mean, he's hit or miss. I know he likes the cottage life, and obviously Mike Thompson. I think he's missed 2 or 3 nights this year, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, I think it comes down to financial responsibilities, and I love Flamborough as much as I do. They're just not the best paying purse out there, right? So, I think to win a feature at Flamborough in a mini stock is $115, and if you win both of them, it's $230, and I think Sunset's like 325 or 350 for a feature win, right? So, I mean, for the guys that rely on their payouts to keep them going every week, it sucks, right? So, and I mean, obviously, Flamborough's always had a bad name for Slamborough, and I think whether we have 15 cars or 6 or 7 cars, as long as 90% of them are on the same page, same speed, we're pretty good. And like Ryan Edwards Kiss in the 20 car, he's been coming out there and running just as fast lap times as the rest of us, right? So, I think the 4 or 5 of us that are running consistent it still puts on a good show, I think.
Absolutely. I that's one of those things is I feel you're so close. Like it is. Yeah, Jacob Sutcliffe come out there. He snuck a win in. Blaze Shaw snuck a
Yeah,
win in. Those Sunset Invaders coming in. That type of shit I really like. I think it makes it way
100%.
more fun for you guys as well because you get some fresh faces in there and for the most part it's pretty clean racing. I mean it's
Yep.
that
Yep.
battle between you and Mike Thompson. I remember posting a video of I think it was a Bill Burr clip of
Yep.
you know
Yeah,
show me
that's
what
right.
you got and it was because it was you guys back and forth and it reminded me a lot of what we saw with Sean and Doug at Delaware just
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
forth clean racing. It can be you can have your moments where things go a little bit haywire. That's racing, that's part of it. But for yourself, you've not finished the season yet. Obviously, there's
No.
still a
No.
couple more weeks to go. What's the plans looking like for the rest of the year? Are you going to do some playoff racing?
Yeah, we'll be at the playoffs. All the playoff events, both with the pure stock and the mini stock, other than 2-speed nationals. Unfortunately, we're gonna miss that, and that's I like Corey a lot. We're pretty good friends, and it sucks to miss that. But I mean, we're gonna make all the other playoff events and make a weekend of everything with camping, right? So should be a good time.
It sounds awesome, Matt. Thank you so much for being a part of the SNS Racing family this year. That's been a really, really fun thing to have. I love the number 7 first off, so
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
obviously great to see and a good looking race car. The Blue Streak logo I've already said is nice to see it on the race. The race car is nice and clear. Only Forest is asking where you are defending the belt this weekend.
We'll be at Flamborough, most
It'll
definitely.
be Flamborough. It is.
Yeah, yeah.
Now-
So hopefully, I'd like to see 30 cars there with a bunch of invaders chasing this belt, right? So hopefully we can make that happen.
I think Invaders that's the way to go, right? Especially because
Yeah.
Saubles not running. They're
That's
off
right,
this
yeah.
weekend, so get
Yeah,
your butt out
yeah.
there. Delaware's already off. They don't race on the Saturday, so this
Exactly. Yep.
there could be the opportunity to do that. Matt, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and just take a moment to shout out your partners.
Yeah, obviously, first and foremost, my father-in-law and Jack and Carl, they've been on all our cars, all the maintenance. Obviously, we're at Carl's trying to fix this thing, and then McGinty Tone Electric helps us out big. Dynamic Heating and Cooling, BRH Plumbing. My good friend Dylan Sharp at Icon Air Parts supplies most of our parts that we need, and then obviously Blue Streak Contracting flips the bill for everything.
I works out. I says we need to get you some sort of beard grooming sponsorship as well,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's getting pretty epic.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my wife said. The same thing. It's just about time to shave it or clean it up. But I mean,
No,
I don't know. I like it, so
no, 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 no. That's the look. That's the look.
yeah,
That's what you
yeah,
got to go for.
exactly.
Matt, best of luck for the rest of this season, and hopefully I'll get to see you back out at the racetrack before the end of the year.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a great night.
That is Matt Young here on OnTrack Weekly, Flamborough Speedway, and as you hear, he's going to be racing in the playoffs this year, and pretty well. I don't want to say you don't want to say it's decided, but the championship is pretty well close to being decided for him right now. He doesn't really have a ton of competition at the moment, unfortunately, with Tyler Lewis being down with the mechanical gremlins. Bobby Mercer has had mechanical gremlins as well, and they were the guys that were kind of competing for points against him right now. So that's tough to see. I think that racers everywhere would like to see some more full-time competition. Obviously, for 2026, let's see. Hopefully, we can get that. I do want to say thanks to Rich, who's in the chat from Only Fours. Make sure you guys support them. They just celebrated their first birthday. First birthday for covering all things Pure Stock. And Pure Stock Bone Stock, 4-cylinder, that is what they do. And they have a show weekly on Wednesdays. And I would be remiss if I didn't apologize, because I completely forgot that last week when we had SNS live. It's hard to remember sometimes that for a long period of time when you're trying to remember other shows, and then there's another show that pops up, you forget, oh yeah, that there's another show. So but I think the more promotion the better, and that's why we have this show. That's why we have Only Fours, why we have SNS. SNS returning September, Fridays. We are no longer running Mondays, no longer recorded live shows every single week. And that was something that we decided at the beginning of the racing season, really, is the plan. So, we're hoping that we'll continue that growth. OnTrack Weekly, of course, continuing. We are at episode 149. Episode 150 is next weekend, so we're going to try and build that up. The plans right now are a Peterborough dedicated episode for their finale. Their championship weekend is this upcoming weekend for all their divisions. Really tight, close battles between in the junior late model division. Right now, Oliver Gibbons and Hudson Sellers separated by 4 points. So it's Hudson that's leading, and Oliver is trailing. Brody Coates sits back in third place in points. Mike Nelson leads in the mini stock division, and then in the bone stock division, it's Alex Dallaire who is leading that division. Mark Gordon in the Howie Crow, I believe it is, in the trucks. You have Paul Boundy in the super stocks, and the OMRS. I'd have to check who is leading the points there. I think it might be Chad Strawn. I'm probably wrong there. And then late models, Ryan Kimball, battling for another championship out there. So it'll hope to be a championship episode. If we don't get all the champions from Peterborough, it will be just racers from each division if we can get. That's kind of the hope. And then following, as for what the racing schedule is going to look like for ourselves, the hope is to be out at least the hope is to be out at Sunset for a couple more of their events, hopefully with extra padding for myself. And then Peterborough for ACC. Flamborough, I would love to get to Frostfest. That's a bucket list for me. I haven't been able to make it out there for Frostfest yet, so we're gonna hope that happens. All this depends on when we can get rides to the track, and on my recovery too. Right now we're we're about 70%, I think. We're not able to. I'm still not able to put much weight on my arms and lifting. Unfortunately, that's still an issue. I still don't have full rotation back in either one of my arms, but I see the follow up with the fracture clinic on the 10th of September. So if anything, the hope is to just make it out uh, the championship weekend at Peterborough, just to because we have such a big SNS racing family there. They and Sunset are our most popular track. Although I will say Flamborough was starting to creep up there, and that would be obviously something I really want to go out and do, and maybe one more trip to Delaware. Obviously, it's one of those things that all comes down to availability with people. Hi, Sean, Haley. Yeah, I'd like to. I really want to get out there. I really want to get out to Championship Night at Sunset Speedway, and the main reason I want to do that is my hope is that I'll be able to finally see, after what's been a couple of years of this, I have yet to be able to actually make it to feature time to see a Colton Everingham win. And I might be good luck when I'm not there because, frankly, I was there and then fell and then didn't make it I didn't come back. And Colton got the super stock win. So that was awesome. Colton, it has been. I don't even know if when I've seen this season from you, like this has been an amazing year for you. 4 wins already racked up, countless heat wins. It has got to be the biggest relief that you are having this season, I would imagine.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely very, very humbling as a driver when you go for a long time without running up front or winning races. That's what this year's been all about. Like when we won opening night there, I just kind of took it in, but it could be gone tomorrow. I could have never won again after opening night. So I'm just riding the wave, putting in all the work that we can, and just trying to be there at the end.
I remember talking with Cam Thompson, and he mentioned about the car that he's driving, the Pure Stocks this year, is actually his old car, and he loves it. And this is a car that you got back, and you loved it. And what is it about these old rides that they seem to just work for people? This one, last year I was a little skeptical when you said, I wanted to get this ride, and it didn't really work out that well. And then this year, it's almost like it's back to what it was all that time ago. Is it just comfort?
Yeah, like the big thing for us is I don't know exactly if we'd be into it and having such a good time with it if we didn't get that opportunity to run Jeff Drimmy's car. It really changed my whole outlook and perspective on racing. It was just a lot of fun, and we're spending a lot of money to do this, and obviously you want to be competitive and stuff, but when you come out with zero expectations for a whole year and just have so much fun, it's just at that time it was just my dad and I working on it 24/7, and I don't know, it's just it was such a bittersweet opportunity to be able to get this car back, and last year was horrendous. It almost killed what the year prior with Jeff Drimmy's car was all about. But we knew that it was there. We just had to, obviously, it's like everything. You just spend the money, and things can turn around really quickly, and that's what we did. And it's been a pretty damn good year. It's not over yet. There's still some big races, and like this coming weekend, the Stewart's 70 lapper at Sunset, and we got 2 more points nights left, and I think the biggest one that at all the races that I've won throughout my whole career, and even the championship back in 18 that I won, that the biggest thing I want to win is the Alton Coast Classic. We've been close, but that's the biggest one. So we're gonna just keep plugging away, and hopefully get a couple more checkers before the end of the year.
So I guess that's confirmation. Then we know that you're going to go to the Autumn Colors Classic this year.
Yeah, we're. I want to support everybody as much as I can, especially kind of with the news that's going on with Sunset. It's been my home for 28 years, so I want to support everybody. I love what JP does down there, and Dave, and all the Peterborough Speedway staff, and of course one of my really good sponsors, Lakeside Mobile Tire. They're based out of Peterborough, and I don't get the opportunity to go down there as much as I'd like to, and I just want to support everything I can, with Frostfest. If I'm hoping that they have us on the cards again. Mike Schmidt, Justin Collison have done so much and great wonders for the division this year. I wish we were able to support a little bit more, but just unfortunately some of the races conflicted with our Sunset stuff. But we're just going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying to get some checkered flags and finish out the year strong.
Obviously, the big question mark right now is Sunset Speedway, and I almost feel like people knew that there was something like that potentially coming down the pike this year. You were obviously there for when that announcement was made. Is there hope, or is there a feeling like this is it?
We can't really look at the future. We just kind of gotta look at the present. I've been around Sunset for a long time. I kind of know, at the end of the day, it's prime real estate for houses and stuff. And as much as it sucks, it is what it is. The only thing that's kind of hopeful about it is there's no sewer and water on that side of Yonge Street.
Yes.
And it's a lot of money to put in to tie in, so you might as well wait for the hospital to be built for a couple more years. And it may not make the financially the best decision to keep it closed and stuff, because then the landowners are going to have to pay the property taxes. So I'm just going to keep riding it out. If this is the last year, I want it to be the best year possible for Sunset Speedway, the staff, the fans, the drivers, and everybody that supported it for the last 50, 60 years that it's been operating. And I'm very hopeful that something happens, but at this point in time, there's nothing that has been said about it that I've heard of anyways. At the end of the day, good things come to an end, and I hope that it's not happening this year. So
yeah, I think that's the one thing I think people need to. I put this out before, and I'll say it again. Stop spreading rumors. Just wait for something from the track, because just because you heard something doesn't make it facts. There's a lot of crap, and I'll tell you because I keep getting it sent to me by people saying, "Oh, this is what's happening," or "This is what's happening. This is what I heard." I've heard some doozies. I'll tell you, some really crazy shit. But unless it comes from the actual track themselves, not to listen to it. Your history there, you said 26, I think 26 or 28 years is what you said. What was year number one for you?
I started racing back in 2013 it was. But my dad's raced there. So I think 3 months after I was born in 1997 I was there. So it's like I said, it's been a family. As much as my mom may not, she loves me. She hates racing. She loves me, but it's kind of been a family sport, kind of for our family for years, and I'm not ready to give up on it yet. And I hope that we get to race at Sunset some more. So,
I'll tell you, for those that don't know, when I did have my injury at Sunset, there was two people that took care of me, and it was Ashley McMartin, Colton's sponsor, and Carolyn, Colton's mom. So the Everingham community takes care of their own, and I'm just so thankful that both of them were there. Your mom especially, for keeping me calm, because I tend to freak out when I can't move my arms. That's a little bit intimidating and scary, but that's what the racing family is all about, and that's we found that about Sunset. And you had the opportunity to go up to Zabel. I can't imagine anything being more frustrating than going up there and the weather just dicking you around for 2 days, where it feels like it was going to happen. It looked amazing, and then it just didn't happen. Dayco Superstocks, obviously, are something you don't get an opportunity to do all the time. You try your best to support the tour It was looking like a pretty good field, and you were one guy who had mentioned on social media that you were so excited to get up to Sauble and race again. Talk about getting. It was just practice, but talk about getting back out on the track.
This is twice this year. We went up there about 2 months ago for the Stewart 75 lap that they were hosting, and it sucks. I wish we weren't as good both times when we went up there on the Friday to we went Friday testing and Sunday there. We were really good in practice. I know we were within a fine tuning of being really good in practice speeds. I know the car was going to race well. We test both times that we tested there. We were on really old tires, and the times and stuff that we were running was really good. And it sucks. I hate nothing more than rainouts. I hate nothing more than spending money that you don't need to spend. It at the end of the day, it's weather. It sucks, but it really sucks for the guys that in the series that run 5 times out of the year, and we were supposed to be the first feature, which I get that the pro lates were the main attraction, but feel robbed. It's gutted, dejected. I was supposed to start on the pole, which was even more exciting for our team because we were really good there, and I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I could sit here and pout about it, but we got a race coming this weekend, and I got to look at that.
That's exactly it. You do have a race coming up this weekend. It's a longer distance race for the Super Stocks. What do you have to do this week to make sure that you take home the victory at Sunset Speed? We've obviously been very good this year at the track, but this is a different field. You're going to have faces from all over. Hopefully, at least it's a decent amount that come out and support. What do you have to do to take it home?
It's going to be all about the battle of nutrition. The biggest thing is just power-wise, you just got to make sure you have tires there at the end. Because I've been fortunate enough with racing late models, and I've actually raced this years ago. We did a 75 lapper at Sunset, so I'm kind of going to be all right for the long distance aspect of it, but I mean, we haven't run that many laps in a super stock at Sunset at this time, and the track is wore out. It's a blast to race, but it's not what it was 3 or 4 years ago. So it's like I said, it's going to be a battle of the nutrition and keeping tires on it and trying to be there at the end. And I just hope that the package we're bringing this weekend, we're the ones holding the big check at the end of the night.
I can tell you right now that one of your sponsors, Ashley McMartin, would definitely love that because she's in the chat right now asking if you need more tires. So that's, of course, she does it. She says you were always really good, Colton, buddy, you rock. Which, I mean, is there a bigger cheerleader out there? I mean, she's got to fight with Dana. Dana's a pretty good cheerleader too, but it's got to feel nice. But after a couple of years where that car was blank for a good bit of the year, and now you've got some really loyal partners that have stepped up with you. A brand new partner on the hood of the race car this year, and then obviously Lakeside that's come on as well. It's got to feel rewarding to have new partners join up with you.
Yeah, for sure. Sponsorship is one of the hardest things to get in racing. I've been doing a lot of it out of my own pocket with my help from my mom and my dad, and we're just I'm a passionate racer. I love to race. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do to race. I mean, I'm not going to drive myself into financial debt and not be able to do something or pay my bills for the month. But no, I'm super grateful and super fortunate to have the marketing partners that I do, and they are all such amazing people that constantly hype me up and support me for what I do, and I don't know what I did to get so blessed with it, but I'm grateful as heck for it, and I'll never ever take this stuff for granted because it could all be gone tomorrow.
It's definitely true, and one of the things that we are ecstatic about is that you are part of the SNS Racing family, and you've been part of it for a good bit, one of our longest tenured racers, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. So what we're really excited about is the fact that you continuously are giving back to those within the racing community. You are the sportsmanship winner for our Scuffy Awards last year for a reason, nominated by several people. And you know what, we've heard a lot about this year, and just the difference on how this year has gone for you is remarkable. Obviously, we want to wish you the very best to take home the championship. It'd be a long time in the making, because when was the last time that the championship was won by you?
2018.
2018. So it's been a bit of time. We had a COVID in between that, so it's definitely felt longer than it really is. But obviously, we wish you the very best, Colton, in the rest of the season, and hopefully, we'll get you on as a champion for 2025.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not over till it's over. We got a couple more. We got 2 more points nights left. I'm just big picture racing. I just want to win races, and the points will look after themselves. And we got a really good group of guys that we race with every Saturday, and I know that as much as there's the lower car count, like with 9 cars, I think on a weekly basis, they're really good competitors, and each and every single one of them keep you on your toes, and it's just been such a good blast this year racing with everybody. So I'm just hoping we can do it, but at the end of the day, I just want to win races, and whatever happens.
That is Colton Everingham, super stock racer extraordinaire, good friend of the show, and we just want to thank you for coming on, bud. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
That is Colton Everingham from Sunset Speedway, who is going for the Superstock Championship. We're going to go straight into our next guest. She runs out at Flamborough Speedway on a weekly basis, runs the 42K for Leo LaBarbera in the Pure Stock division. It's Tegan Ellis finally making her debut on the show. Tegan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Let's talk about it, Tegan. It's been a little bit busy of a season for you. I think we've mentioned a couple of times on this show the Pure Stocks race a crazy amount. This is the most racing you've done in a while, is it not?
Yeah, my last full season was 2022, I think. So it's been a time getting back in full time this year, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times as well. You've been out there leading in the Pure Stock race. You've got a couple of inverts. You and Megan Mitchell trading paint for the lead a couple of times. And for yourself, I mean, both of you ladies have had their time at the back of the field, but then getting time at the front of the field. And for yourself as a racer, how do you find that? Do you find it helps or it hurts?
There's definitely times like when we start at the front and there's all the faster guys coming up, and some of them don't give you the room that you would like, but overall it gives you a lot more seat time. You figure out more traffic, but it definitely sucks starting at the back some weeks and trying to work your way up, but I like the invert because it gives like everyone who's like the back of the pack cars time up front. You get time out there where you're more so racing with everyone, so you get a better understanding, I find.
Well, and you guys have a real Larissa Cave is saying I love you, Teagues. So there you go. We'll start that off with, and that's a lot of expression. That's all in capitals. So we'll say that too. Judy Ellis is so proud of you. I mean, obviously it's taxing because talking with Matt Young earlier, it is the biggest field, it feels like, for the distance. Obviously, Delaware, you raced out of there in junior late models, and it's a little bit different from that because it's a lot tighter. There's not as much room as Delaware has. It's much faster of a racetrack. But Flamborough, obviously, you guys are out there. I believe it's 42 races, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this past weekend, I heard it was our 30th or 31st start of the year. So
30th. Yep, I know because I just did the. It might be actually no, that would be 31, 32, because I just updated my stats chart, and that's why I follow it, because I think it's crazy that you guys do that much. How did this whole seat come about? Because we saw you do a couple races last year for Leo, and now you got the opportunity to run full time.
So it basically started as a joke with Leo, and I was like, "You have so many extra cars, just throw me in one." And then we kind of got talking more about it. He's like, well, I do have one sitting there. So then last season, I was like, okay, I was like, I'm not racing this year. I'm not racing this year. I'm going to just sit it out and then I'm going to like figure something out. And then we got about a month and a half into races and I was like, I can't do this. And then so Leo was like, do you want to take the 482K out? And I was like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. And then so I ended up hopping in it a couple times last year and I was like, okay, I love this car. I love it. Like, so then we just kind of were like, okay, like 2025, let's do it. Let's have 2, 3 cars every weekend. So it just kind of worked out in my favor.
How is it driving for probably one of my favorite guys in racing? He's just chill. How is it driving for Leo?
I love driving for Leo. He's like, he's so chill. Like, whatever I kind of want to do to the car, he's like, yeah, do it. Go ahead. Like, let's just get it out there. He's super chill about it. He's my biggest supporter. He's my biggest cheerleader. The smile on his face, like, it's the best. Just getting out of the car and just seeing how proud he is of me. It warms my heart every time.
It's one of those things that you don't really know what it's going to be like when you get out there. It's been a while that you've run, like you said, full time, and this is not full time. This is full time extra, right? This is like doing 2 seasons in one. Have you found any fatigue, or is it just this is what I do? This is racing.
So, growing up, we used to run 3 to 4 nights a week.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, we were always all over everywhere racing. But so this year, hopping back in, I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, it's definitely not being like 10, 12 again, going everywhere. It's a lot more. My body's getting older. So, we're definitely a Hearn unit the next day, but it's a lot of fun. And I
Yeah.
love getting to see everyone every weekend, like just being around everyone. So, like, I'll take it, but it's definitely, you get a little tired of it
Well, you
going
guys
throughout the season.
you guys also have what is, and I'm going to throw it out there for Randy and the ladies of the Oval. You guys have, I think, the most ladies in a single division at Flamborough Speedway with all the girls that are a part of the pure stock division. And
Yeah.
you're not just out there, you know, just making laps. A lot of you guys are, like I said, you were out there leading laps. Sure, there's a lot faster guys out there, but
Yeah.
Haley just picked up her second win. Rachel's already got a win this year. You've led laps. Megan's led laps. I think every single one of you guys has been out. I mean, Caroline, unfortunately, with her wreck, that kind of sucks. But I mean, if you go back a couple years, it was only Jillian, and that was it. That was the
Yeah.
only girl that was out there. How does it feel to be out there with all the ladies and not really struggling? I mean, you're going out there and competing.
I love it. I am one of the people that you can ask almost anyone. I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader. I just love seeing the cars out there. Me and all the girls, like, we always were each other's hype women, as we like to call it. Like, we're out there and we'll bump, we'll grind, we always race each other. I think a little bit harder than we race the boys, but it's the best when you get out of the car and you walk up to each other and you're like, good job. Like, it's the best because when I started at Delaware, there was like 3, 4 girls, and then now, like, growing up through the sport, there's so many like more women that I'm realizing that are in it, and I love it. I love seeing it, and especially with getting to race with, most of the women are some of my best friends now. It's awesome.
It's crazy to see it as well. Yeah, Courtney Scott as well. And see, when Matt Young brings up Courtney Scott doesn't even have to race that often. She just shows up and wins. That's what she does. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the most underrated. And I'll go out on a soapbox and say that she's not appreciated nearly enough as she should be, because that's multiple times she's gone out there and just shows up and just wins. I mean, that's fantastic stuff to see. For yourself, what's the goal for the rest of the year? Because obviously you've still got quite a lot of races to go. I think it's 6 weeks potentially that you still have. Are we going to see you at any of the playoff races this year?
I know I'm doing ACC this year.
Awesome.
We're gonna haul the car up and just see how it goes. I'm doing Frosttoberfest. I was hoping to make it out to Sunset for Two Speed Nationals, but with the rules that we have about our cars and stuff, I don't think I can have someone run for points and then me go to Sunset, so I sadly can't do it. But I was really hoping to, but we're just gonna stick to Frost Fest and ACC, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that you're going to be out at ACC. Because I think, again, with only fours, with what Rich has put together this year, I think we're getting to see a showcase of the Bone Stocks really are just so much fun. And you and you and Leo still have one of my favorite clips that I've ever taken. We have to talk about that because I want to know, was Leo clapping at you? Or was he laughing at himself? So if you guys don't know, there is a clip that I took of a synchronized spin that both Leo and Tegan did together, and then it's like a close-up of just Leo clapping. And I think you told me what it was, but I just want everybody else to know what was it that happened there.
So there's always been a joke that Leo wants to take out one of his own cars. I was really hoping it would be Jeremy. To be honest. But so my car went into limp mode, and like in the corner, I went back on the gas, and I was like, I'm not going. And then I was like, bang, and I was like, no. And then we started sliding, and Leo, that's what the joke was, that he wanted to take out one of his own cars, and that's why he was laughing so hard in his car, was because he's like, I finally did it, and I was like, thanks, Leo.
Well, Tegan, it's been awesome because you've been part of the SNS Racing family actually since 2023. It's been quite a while. But we know like you had some moments where you weren't able to make it out. Now you've been out every weekend. That's been awesome to see. And I hope that we get to see you again next year full time. I'd like to see you and Connor out there because I want to see the sibling rivalry. Like that would be fun.
He's the one that they put me in a car to get him going. He finally got going, but now me and him, we race each other hard, but we're super clean about it. But I think if push comes to shove, I'll definitely be moving him.
Oh, Tracy Cleve can hear that from a mile away. That's good. I love this. Who do you want to thank this year for getting you out there and for supporting you? Because, obviously this is a big deal to be out there for a full season, Tegan. And so this is your moment to thank those people.
I'd obviously like to thank Leo. Driving with Haley. Haley's been amazing. She's been one of my biggest supporters since 2022. So gotta send a big thank you to her. This year, my dad, my stepmom, my Uncle Dave, they've been there every week helping with the car, trying to just get me out, get more speed. So I have to thank them. Emily and Brandon, they have been some of my biggest cheerleaders. Obviously my mom, Caroline, she's my little cheerleader, even though she's not in her car anymore right now. She makes it out on her with her cane every week to come watch and cheer me on and just be there to support. So I have to thank them too.
Tegan, it's great that we had you on the show. We'll have you on again, because this is one of those things where it takes too long to get guests coming on the show, and then we have such a great interview and such a great time, and we want to make sure that we could go longer. But yes, Lindsay, I do hope that Hannah is going to be able to come out to Frosttoberfest and join the girls in racing. Hopefully the Howard sisters can come out as well, make it a real ladies affair. Spencer says Velocity. There's a bunch of Flamborough cars are going, so maybe Velocity is an option for you as well if the 2-speed nationals don't happen. But hopefully we'll get to see more of Tegan Ellis. Tegan, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
That is Tegan Ellis out of Flamborough Speedway, and we bring on now one of our favorites. He's a man that's been pretty damn fast these last couple months in the Ontario Legend Car Series, battling for the championship this year in what has been a good rebound after what was a difficult season. I remember you saying last year, Dawson Drimmy joins us on ONTrack Weekly. Dawson, well, Peterborough went pretty good for you. And then it didn't
go too bad. Second place, obviously.
Well, I need to know what happened because that was yours, and then it wasn't. What happened?
We were kind of going over the car today. Kind of found that the rear shocks were kind of coil binding on themselves, so lost a bit of grip the longer we ran, unfortunately. Car definitely has great short run speed for sure. So once we figure out I wouldn't say it's new car blues, but once we figure out the long run speed on this thing, it's going to be hard to compete with, I think.
Now, Ontario Legend Car Series is, I put it out there this week, is just so much fun to watch. You guys are killing it each and every week. 24 plus on a regular basis, of all levels of skill. Young racers, veteran racers, middle of the pack racers. As someone who's heavily been involved in this series for the last couple of years, how does that feel that you're going up against some of the best talent in Ontario and they're coming to race and join into this division?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, it's getting better and better every week. The cars are getting more competitive all the time. Some of the best in the business running this series, guys winning down at Summer Shootout Atlanta, and they come up here to race, and just to be able to compete for wins is an awesome feeling.
Well, you and Mitch right now are the ones that are battling for that championship. It does appear that it's going to be between you guys. Obviously, that's a lot of stress, I would imagine, being the championship leader and having last year's champion right on your tail. And it worked out pretty good for you at Peterborough Speedway this past weekend. Obviously, Adam Cuthbertson getting back into victory lane for the first time, and it'd been a while for him. But yourself, 3 wins on the season. It was almost 4. What was the change? Because obviously this is a different car than what you started with this year. Let's talk about what happened to that car first.
Nothing really happened to it. Me and Dad have just been building this car we're running now piece by piece for months on end. So, we think it definitely has some good speed in it. It's a chassis we know. Once we get some of the kinks figured out, I think it's just as fast as the old one right now, and I think it'll just continue to get faster.
Now, there does seem to be a bit of a renaissance with the legend cars. They kind of dip and then they grow bigger and dip and grow bigger. But now you guys have had a really good couple of months with names coming in. Obviously, Andy Camrath was coming in. He ran up at Sauble Speedway. His car's up for sale right now, so if anybody wants it, it's a good piece right there.
It's a really good piece.
Really good piece. I think Cole McFadden's has been up for sale. I think Jade's is sold actually. But you've had multiple cars that are up for sale. Good pieces, and I believe a lot of it is because people want to get new. They want to get better cars or put more into it. Now let's just talk a little bit about what Saturday's race was. It was, quote, a national qualifier. For those that don't know, what does that mean?
So basically a national qualifier is if you win your division, so semi-pro, pro, master, whatever division you may be in, inside of Legend Cars, you get a guaranteed spot to compete in the World Finals, which in this year it's in Vegas.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be able to be a part of that. That sounds amazing. Which track is it going to be at? Vegas Motor Speedway?
No, it's at the Vegas Bull Ring, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's
that's a
big
good place.
3/8 mile.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal right there. You obviously have the best shot at winning the championship right now. Solid. Couple more races to go. Ending at, I believe it's ACC for you guys. Track that you felt the most comfortable at this year, would it be Peterborough?
Definitely. I think it's always a place we're very comfortable at. Feel like we should have probably won all 5 races we've had there this year. Just a couple passes with 5 to go, or some bad lap traffic, or whatever the case may be. But we've always had really good speed there, so I'm confident going into that race for sure.
And of course, you've also had the Ontario Bandoleros that have been combination events with you. They're going to be wrapping up their season as well. Or I believe it's at the same time as you guys having that companion series. Not sure how things are looking for next year, but I would imagine there's some pretty good interest building once again.
Yeah, obviously there's people asking questions all the time. How do they get into it? What can they do? U.S. Legends are the ones that build the cars, and they've just been swamped down there with inquiries about everything Legend car and Bandolero related. So it's good to see that. Obviously, we're going to try and bring up as many cars as we can at one time and get some more people into it.
So that's for people that, again, they're not aware of this, but they don't build the cars here. These are cars that you guys have to pick up and bring up here built from INEX, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep. So they're all built right in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then whenever they have some ready for us, we just hop on down there, pick them up, and try and bring them back for you.
So that's again, we want to be able to see more and more people come in, be involved in the Ontario Legend Cars, in Bandoleros. Obviously, the options are fruitless. There is tons of options to go out and race out west, out east, down south. For yourself, Dawson, plans? I know you've done it in the past. Are you going to be racing down south again this off season?
Obviously, I'd like to. I think right now we're kind of debating between doing the Winter Nationals or the Spring Nationals. One is in Florida at Auburndale again, and the other one's kind of from my understanding, it's a toss-up right now between being in Nashville or possibly in Texas this year.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did pretty good at Auburndale, so I would say that might be the better option. But obviously, this year you've had a couple of young faces that have been joining the series. One is battling for fourth in the point standings right now. That's Jake Spencer Walt. It's proven that the young kids come in here. Keaton Pipe also been very close to getting up there. He's had a couple of great runs this year as your teammate. But it also, there's been some growing pains, I think we'd say, for the young kids out there. What's one thing that you want people to know about being a part of this division? Maybe something that a piece of advice when racing these cars.
I personally don't have any advice just because I haven't really driven anything else, but to get into the series, everybody helps everybody. You wouldn't find a better group of guys, I don't think, in any other series. Mitch put out a post today earlier that we had 8 guys jump in and try and help him to get his car back out there for the feature. So we do that for anybody. It's just a great group of guys.
That's what people want. We want to be able to have the sportsmanship of every competitor out there. As we were just talking about earlier, when we talked with Matt Young, people want to be beaten on the track, not because someone's not able to be out there. So hearing this is obviously great. If people want to get involved with either the Legend car or in the Bandoleros, what's the best way to go about finding some information?
INEX has a website that you can inquire to. It's just uslegendcars.com. Also, obviously, me and my dad, you can ask us any question you want. We have the book. We've been in it for years on years now, and we can probably answer any question you have.
Well, there's going to be a lot to decide whether you're going to get home with the championship. I would love to see it. It's been great to have you as part of the SNS racing family. You, Keaton, and your brother Caleb as part of the SNS racing family this year with JDC Motorsports, and with the Ontario Legend Cars always being big supporter of ours, and we love the Legend Cars, and I really am looking forward to getting back to the racetrack, especially at ACC, because I honestly think that's when you guys put on the best show. As long as we can get home with all the cars in one piece, that's been a bit of a task at times this year, but that's also in every division. Dawson, you obviously have some great supporters. This is your moment to shout them out and to thank them.
Obviously, I got to thank the crew, always getting the car ready each and every week. Sponsorship-wise, Trailers Plus, big one, sponsors myself and the series. Gully Bridge, Transportation, Centerline Hinderback, Muddy Girl Taping and Plastering, Paget Denture Clinic, Floor Coverings International, and Coyote Disposal.
It is going to be a great end to the championship this year for the Ontario Legend Cars and Dawson Jeremy, JDC Motorsports. Dawson, as always, thank you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Tim.
That is Dawson Jeremy, the points leader and potential champion for the Ontario Legend Cars series. He's got to hold off Mitch Wright to do so. Speaking of someone who's been on fire recently, she's coming into us for some reason sideways, but we'll get that figured out. Andrea Clark is here, and Andrea is coming off of I don't even know if this is a record, but 3 family members winning in one division in a season is quite. I don't even know if this has ever happened where a father, a mother, and a son all won in the same division in the same year. Quite remarkable, Andrea. You've also got yourself a street stock win this year. It's been a pretty darn good year for the Clarks, hasn't it? Oh, did we lose her? No. Do you got me?
Oh. Yeah, now I do.
Okay. So I said, yeah, it's been a
Maybe.
really, really good year for the Clarks, eh? Oh, it looks like we keep losing her.
Yeah, it has
There
been.
we go.
Uh, I actually didn't even click until I saw your post.
That's it's crazy when you have situations like this. It's Nick winning. Okay, that was one thing, but Josh winning 2 bone stock races and then you getting another bone stock victory. First off, was that your first ever bone stock victory at Full Throttle Motor Speedway?
No, I've actually won before. I ran in a bone stock in 2012 up to I think 2016 full time. Um, and I had, I don't know, maybe a dozen wins or so there. So it's not my first in the bone stock, but it's my first in a while.
It's amazing that that you guys have been able to do that. Katie McDonald has had a great year since putting that car out there for you and Nick, and I don't know if she's gotten behind the wheel at all yet. But how does it feel that you guys have had an amazing year, and you're also still competing for the Street Stock Championship?
It's been a really good season. We've had a lot of highs. There's been an equal amount of lows too. Like this weekend, I was able to get out racing with Josh again, and it seems like when him and I are hitting the track together, he has bad luck. The first time was, I think, last month. I ran the 34 car, and he had an unfortunate mishap and was taken out on the first lap, so we didn't get to race each other then. And then this weekend, he had a bit of a mechanical failure in the first feature, so I didn't get the opportunity to catch up to him because he unfortunately didn't make it. But the second feature, he was working his way up, but he couldn't quite make it there. It was a very tough class this weekend. Like the track was different, and like it was very hard to maneuver through traffic.
I would imagine on a weekly basis, you guys are putting out their 23, 24 cars in the bone stock division. Your street stock division, though, is the one that's getting a lot of attention, not just from myself because I love those cars. The competition's been great, and you guys are going to be showcased in a special featurette on the Friday night of Velocity at Sunset Speedway. As someone who's been a part of this division, how does that feel to be showcased at a different track?
It's honestly very exciting because I love this division. It's a lot of fun. It's very competitive, and it's nice that we're actually given the opportunity to take it to another track because there's not anywhere else that we could go potentially and actually compete. Like we could maybe sneak into a few other divisions, but we wouldn't be competitive because we'd be underpowered. So I'm really excited for this.
It is a great thing that Jake Party has been spearheading. I think he and Mark King have spearheaded this, and then obviously Paul to let it happen with what we don't know is really going to happen at Sunset. I love it because the fact is that we get to hopefully get to see you race. That's I don't get to see that. I don't go up to Vardy, so to be able to see
Yeah.
the street stocks come out and race, that would be amazing. I hope we can get into like 12 to 15 to show up. I think they're looking pretty good right now for that.
Mm-hmm.
For yourself, getting that street stock victory, it's got to feel great. You were competitive last year and you were runner up in the championship, just didn't get that victory. How does it feel to finally get it checked off?
No, it was a really good feeling. I I myself have issues being like more aggressive, like not necessarily taking people out, but kind of holding my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally did it, and it paid off. So it's kind of nice to have that happen. And I've been told so many times, it's like you need to try a bit harder. You need to just get in there, and it. I guess I finally listened, and it worked.
So when are you going to be able to take out Nick's hot rod?
Oh, I've been bugging.
I want to, because I want to see you and Jamie Adams. I want to see you guys race together in the hot rods. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like I think, unfortunately, the hot rod's like on the back burner this year, so I don't think it'll make it out. The late model's been the priority, so it'll be out this weekend. So that'll be really exciting to see. So I can put my hot rod dreams on hold for a little bit longer while he gets that sorted out. But maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, right now, at the rate your guys are going, you've got racers coming in to the take over the Clark name. You got Josh, who's, man, he's so impressive for the age he is, and then you're going out there winning. Nick's going out there winning. It's got I got Jamie Adams giving the look emoji. So she'd be on board for it. It'd be really cool if we could see a bit more of the Clarks out there for the playoffs. I know I threw that out there, and Nick had a very, very funny reply to that. And no, I'm not breaking out my wallet to be able to do that. But for yourself and for you guys, this is your time to thank anybody that's helped you out this year, because you guys got a lot of cars that you put out on the racetrack. You're racing every single weekend. You're also supporting other people that race. For yourself, you guys had your car out in the concourse at Varney for a special cause that Varney put together. Can we just talk about that for just 1 second? What was it that you guys were doing this past weekend with your car out in the concourse?
So this past weekend, the street stocks weren't racing, so we were asked if we wouldn't mind bringing our car out and having the back to school donations fill it up. So people were bringing backpacks and binders and like all the like pencils and all the school things that you need, and they ended up filling up the car like more than I expected. With the weather being an uncertainty this weekend, I was really surprised at how many people still came and brought things, and it was really special. So I believe that was all going to the public school in Durham. So the vice principal was there, so she was going to take it all with her. But that was also organized by Katie McDonald, so the one that owns the 34 bone stock. So she set all that up. So it was really nice of her, and we were just happy to help.
That's great to hear, and we just want to make sure that you get that moment to share your partners and share the people that made it possible for you to race this year.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it this year without Clark Automotive, Alexa's Dog Grooming, Holstein General Store, John's Towing Mount Forest, of course, stickers and scuffs. Ladies of the Oval are always there, and I'm sure I'm probably missing somebody. But like, of course, all the people that come to the track and help us out on a weekly basis, parents, of course, Nick, and then all the fans that keep coming to watch.
It's definitely a great atmosphere at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. They've got a great fan base, and if you're not a fan of the Clarks, you should be, because that's the biggest racing family right now. They race in 3 different divisions most weeks, and they're winning in 3 different divisions most weeks. We'll see what Nick can do in the Unlimited, in the OLMA race this upcoming weekend. So best of luck for the rest of the season, Andrea, and hopefully we get to see you at the big shootout at Sunset Speedway with the street stocks.
That'd be great. Thank you for having me.
That is Andrea Clark from Full Throttle Motor Speedway. We've got one more guest on the show tonight, and it is our good buddy Ben Hodgson, because it would not be championship weekend without having one of the voices of Peterborough Speedway here to talk all about. He's fresh off of training camp as he gets ready for his other job. Yeah. And Ben, you know that I wanted to have you on to touch on what is going to be a crazy end to the 2025 Peterborough Speedway Championship season. Frankly, as I said at the start of the show, I'm actually shocked that it's the end of the season already. It seemed to come very, very quickly, but some really good points battles. I think the tightest one right now is the Junior Late Models, 4 points separating Hudson Sellers and Oliver Gibbons. But let's talk about some of the other things that are on your mind as we head into championship weekend at Peterborough Speedway.
First off, Cam, I got to show you something I'm super excited about. I got it in the mail today, and I think you're gonna laugh at this one. All right?
Okay.
You ready? I got the brand new Cam Edition asphalt elbow protectors. They're in full force, baby. They're in full force, and they're working great. I haven't got hurt yet. I mean, they're both working. We're chugging along. I needed them for training camp. You got to make sure my elbows are in gear. So now that that's out of the way, now we can
Oh, man, that was great.
I had to get you once with it.
Oh, I needed that laugh. That was good.
All right.
All right,
to the
buddy.
late
So,
models. Is that where we were?
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, 4 points the difference between Sellers and Oliver Gibbons. It's not even the points battle or anything about the points for the junior late models. It's about Hudson Sellers returning to racing. He can't get points if it's a driver substitution because his brother already raced 2 weekends.
Okay.
So if he wants the points, he has to race. And doesn't matter what happens that night, what a story it will be all night long if he can get behind the wheel at Peterborough Speedway again.
Love to see it. The trucks, it's a little more what we've seen in the past. You've got Howie Crow up there, Mark Gordon up there. I think that was pretty much what we were expecting at the start of the year.
Yeah, one thing that's crazy about this truck division is that these two have finished 1-2 every single night. And last year, it was them back and forth, and this year it's been the exact same thing. I mean, these two drivers have dominated the truck series for 2 years straight now. Right now, Gordon's got the upper hand, 10 points up on Howie Crow heading into the final night. But these two, they race clean all year. They chirp each other a ton in victory lane interviews, in the pits, and even in our conferences. Championship night usually doesn't change their driving style at all. They still love just to have fun. But who knows? Maybe Howie Crow wants to get them back.
Yeah, and you know what? I love that they are we've seen the press conference with you, that they are just back and forth chirping. Speaking of chirping, you got the Superstock division as well. Superstocks, Paul Boundy is leading right now, but that is not a foregone conclusion for the championship. It's only a 7-point difference between him and then 9 points from Mark Gordon in third. Dylan Wills back and forth. I mean, that's a pretty big distance. I think it's between these three. What are your thoughts going into this weekend for the Super Stocks?
Yeah, this one's been very, very fun to watch all season long. Paul Bounty, he's been very up and down throughout the years, and this year has been a huge up. That team has been lights out all season long, and they're usually good for one feature win a year, and that's what they got this year. But they've just been so consistent finishing in those feature races. They've racked up a crap ton of points doing it that way. Strawn in that 35 machine with Mike Sinopoli as well. I mean, those two drivers have found their way around Peterborough pretty easily. That car is dynamite every single night. And the only time they lose is lap traffic gets in the way or they just don't have enough time. They have the car every single night. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get that 7-point gap closed. And even Gordon. I mean, that car was really struggling for half the year. They said they changed the setup. They were trying to figure out something new that might be quicker, and obviously it wasn't working, so they were trying to backtrack on that setup, and ever since then it's been that car that we saw in 2024. So this top three, it's going to be one of, if not the best points battle to watch all night long.
One of the divisions that's pretty well close to decided, Ryan Kimball with the KOD disposal late models, once again 27 points right now over Kelly Balson. That's pretty well close to I don't know exactly how much points they can earn in one single race, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But Ryan Kimball out there once again, a very impressive season, but not as dominant, I think, as we expected. Obviously, Dan McHattie having the crash late in the year did help that quite a bit. Let's talk about the late models.
Yeah, the late models, it's going to be more of just Ryan Kimball taking the green flag to win the championship. It's the points is just too far. 27 back is Kelly Balson, but that's not really a story to follow right now. We know that the championship's pretty much going to go to Flying Ryan.
Yeah.
What I'm keeping my eye on is Mercer. Mercer's in the top 5 in points right now. He's had a very streaky season. It started on a really low note. He got wrecked pretty good at APC, and he's bounced back pretty good with that 81 team. And they found a lot of speed lately. Just got moved out of that inside groove a few laps into that feature race and kind of lost some positions. But I mean, they've been really quick as of late. What a story it would be if they could cap it off with a feature win.
I'll throw out as well. Just I'm hoping to see Gary. I mean, Gary's had probably the worst luck of the last like month. Great season before that. Just unfortunately, the bad luck hits all at one time in the mini stock division. The switch tire mini stocks. Again, this is another one where it looks pretty well kind of decided. Mike Nelson in the 70 over John Lavelle, and how about Tyler McMurder, third place in two different cars. Pretty good season. Unfortunately, it's been a rough kind of year for cars in this division. Not a ton of full-time runners, but Mike Nelson returns, and he returned at ACC last year, and you had said during ACC that he was one to watch, and you were damn right about it. What are we thinking for the finale?
Yeah, I was always saying when Nelson returned to Peterborough, I said, watch out. I mean, this guy is just an incredible race car driver. And this series, it hasn't been a story about points, really. It's been a story about family. This series has really come together a ton this year. I mean, we just talked about the late models in Gary Hanna. There was about 6 crews trying to help him get that car ready to go for the feature race last weekend. And this mini stock division has been just that. I mean, Mike Nelson had a terrible crash a few weekends ago, destroyed that 70 car, and Junkin was like, here's my car, go get these points. And honestly, that saved his championship run. And even if you look down to third, McMurder, he would not be there if it wasn't for Wills. It just shows the sportsmanship in this series. It's the tightest it's ever been, I think, just respect-wise between the drivers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, car count's been rough just with the amount of accidents the mini stocks have had, not only at ONTrack, but everywhere, obviously, with Rob Crick.
Yeah.
But even, I mean, John Lavelle in second, where did he come from? He's got 2 feature wins under his belt. His first ever feature wins came in this 2025 season. So, yeah, the championship points is pretty much wrapped up, but the storylines this year for the mini stocks has truly been special to watch.
The last one is obviously the Battlefield bone stocks, and this one is obviously a little bit more of a controversial deal. Second in points, not running this past weekend. They're packing up. It appears that the Stanleys are going to depart racing, is what it looks like. Obviously, that's tough to see, but Alex Dallaire, somebody who we talked about a year ago as someone who could potentially be a champion. We weren't talking champion. I think we were talking like a race winner in 2025. I think Victoria McLennan, potentially P2, Corey Horn, Jacob Stavropoulos. Stavropoulos, we know kind of where he's coming from. He's obviously got a lot behind him, but to see Alex Dallaire come into this division and really take it to the front this year. He doesn't have 8 wins. He's got 1, I believe, but what do you got to say about the bone stocks there, Ben?
Yeah, he's got 1 feature win, another driver who got their first ever win in the 2025 season. It's really been a special year for first-time winners, and we kind of predicted it at the start of the year. We saw how many rookies were coming into the bone stocks, and we knew a lot of them were going to get faster and faster and compete for a win later on the season, but none of us had Alex Dallaire going for a championship at all. That was a complete shock. He's just been so consistent, staying out of all the wrecks that have happened with the bone stocks, and just staying clear of any trouble, keeping his nose clean is all he's done, getting those points, 505 points right now. And Victoria McLennan, what a year it's been for her as well. A few heat wins under her belt, close to a feature win, just not quite there yet. Only 38 points behind Alex Dallaire. So she could probably get through Tegan Stanley. Tegan Stanley's at 12 points behind Alex Dallaire. So if she runs consistent in the heats and the top 5 in the feature race, she'll get that second spot, and that's a huge win for that team.
Well,
I know she was super excited about it.
Definitely because the points haven't been updated on the website since this past weekend. But John Bates, if John didn't have that weekend that he missed, he would be right there as well. I think John Bates is somebody that we got to watch for next year. We're going to do like an early prediction if he's back, of course. Obviously, that's the big question mark. But somebody that has been at Peterborough Speedway this year that has caught your eye, who would it be, Ben?
Honestly, you kind of stole the driver. I was going to say John Bates from this weekend because, man, it's been such a weird year for him. He wrecked early on, and that car Charlie said it would buff out. It definitely did not.
No,
buff
it did
out.
not.
I mean,
It did not.
that car was bent out of shape. Man, just looking at the top 5.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I love the combination for Zach Chang, Victoria McLennan. I think that's worked out very well. But Callie Dearmer is the one that I've been extremely impressed with. She was running very well this past weekend. Unfortunately, involved in an accident with Zach Chang, but I think again that's a girl that's done really, really well in this division at Peterborough Speedway. For me, I think really the field. Oliver Gibbons came out of nowhere to be a championship contender this year. Hudson, I think we expected Hudson Sellers to be up in the front. I think that there was some big surprises though in terms of like Kyle Gordon wasn't what we expected. Angelo Novus really struggled this year. Obviously, the mini stocks as a whole, we saw continuous issues in that division. Stacy Switzer really had an off year in the trucks. So it was kind of a very weird kind of season. So, Ben, let's talk about championship night. It is this upcoming weekend. How can people tune in? What should people do if they want to come and be a part of championship weekend? I can't believe it's here.
Cam, me and you both. I've been looking back at the social media videos I've posted, and I was like, man, that was a long time ago when that first one was uploaded for the season. The best way to consume championship night, go to the track.
Yes.
I mean, there's no better way to consume racing, and especially championship night. The Victory Lane interviews are always incredible. I'm hoping to do some pretty long post-race conferences with all the champions because they tend to stick around pretty long that night. A lot of exciting things planned, but I mean, the racing is, even if you're not going for a championship, you want to get that one spot better because it just, when you look back on that 2025 season, drivers think 5th looks like a lot better than 6th. So there's going to be a lot of 3-wide racing. They're not going to give a lot to their competitors, and it's going to be battling hard right to the line every single race.
Ben, we're definitely going to have a conversation. We'll be, hopefully, I'll be seeing you this weekend. That's the hope. Yes. Now that you've got the elbow protectors, I know that it's safe to proceed, but
I might bring them.
Yeah, you might have to. Ben Hodgson, thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate you coming on and chatting Peterborough Speedway with me.
Thank you.
That's Ben Hodgson. As we wrap up the show here on G-Force TV, of course, I really appreciate each and every one of our guests coming on tonight. It is always a pleasure. Matt Young, Colton Everingham, Tegan Ellis, Dawson Jimmy, Andrea Clark, Ben Hodgson. I've been Cam K, your host tonight. We went long, but we wanted to make sure we covered everything, and we did. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, here on G-Force TV. Make sure you show up tomorrow for Race Rivals Race Chat. Of course, Adam Ross celebrated a 50th birthday today, so make sure you go and wish him a happy birthday. Check out Race Rivals Race Chat. Be back here next week for episode 150 of ONTrack Weekly on G-Force TV.